Yo, you're now rocking with the Kurin Keys show. It's Friday morning. I'm glad you guys are tuned in. Listen, we're going to have a great show today, and I'm going to share some things with you. I got a guest coming on. She's a singer. Her brother's in the NFL, and she's going to tell us some really cool things about what she got going on. Then I'm going to share my documentary. I did one about me graduating from Fayetteville State. It was just homecoming, and Fayetteville State meant so much to me, and it took me a long while to graduate, but the journey was well worth it, so I'm going to share that documentary with you. And of course, we're going to go into the y'all won't swear I'm lines and all the other crazy stuff. Listen, keep it locked. We're going to commercial. Boom. You're tuned in to the Kurin Keys show.
It's time for a change in our community for the better. It's time to let your voice be heard. Your vote counts. Early voting starts from now until November 3rd. On November 6th, vote Caitlin Evans for District Court Judge. We can change our community, one vote at a time. Vote Caitlin Evans for District Court Judge.
Up next on the Kurin Keys show, I have the amazing gospel artist, Sarene. Keep it locked. Hey, Sarene.
Hey.
So, Sarene, you're this phenomenal gospel artist, up and coming.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing radio interviews, you're doing your thing. Who was your influence in gospel? Well, in music.
Music, of course, yeah. So my first would be my father. You know, he's a jack of all trades, music, sports, acting. Secondly, I would probably say Whitney Houston and Brandy.
Whitney?
Yeah, Whitney the Houston.
Like, cause I will, and I will always love you, Whitney.
That Whitney.
That Whitney.
Yeah.
Listen, I love Whitney's I'm Every. No, you do it. I'm not gonna do it. Cause I sing in like 8 sharp.
Oh, I'm every woman.
Shaka Khan.
I'm every woman.
Shaka Khan. Now everybody wants to be like, yo, I gotta go back and listen to that.
Yeah.
So tell us about your new project.
Yeah, so I had a single that dropped July. It's called How. It's on all the musical outlets, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, everything. That single was just written for the times, the state that our world is in. We've got a lot of chaos going on. So it is a gospel song, but it definitely reaches outside of the genre.
Okay. Why did you feel like you needed to reach outside the genre?
I mean, the state of our world. Like, it's a lot of stuff that's negative. There's a lot of negative energy. There's a lot of things going on, whether it be in the government, culture, anything. So I needed to bring something that would bring that positivity back, that would really have us question and think, how did our world get in this state? So yeah.
So you can sing.
Yeah, I can sing.
So like you don't need auto-tune.
No.
We ain't gotta tweak you a little bit to be like, can she really sing? So when I say sing, so if I take you to a Southern Holiness church, hand you the mic, you know, and the lead devotion, what would you give them?
All right, let's see. Oh, victory is mine. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine.
Stop, listen.
Yeah.
We're going to have altar call here in this show too. That's what she can sing, y'all. She can sing. But you gotta have talent to come on the Kurin Keys show. So like we definitely want to get the word out about how amazing you are. And you have a lot of talent in your family. Tell us about that. You said dad, and you kind of got a brother that's doing some cool things. Yes,
my brother is in the NFL. He plays for the Cincinnati Bengals. He was drafted this year. He's doing great things. He's a wide receiver, number 19. So y'all look out for him.
Sarene Tate, Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
Florida State.
Yes, he came from Florida State. He played football there at Florida State. He had, I believe, in the ACC, he had the most touchdowns for a wide receiver. And he didn't steal any crab legs. He
never stole crab legs. So Tate, we appreciate you for not stealing crab legs.
Yes.
You're a great guy, great character.
Yes.
How big is he? He's a big guy.
Yeah, Auden is 6'5.5", 230.
That's a big guy. But Florida State recruits a lot of those big guys like that.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So to make it there, you got to be the cream of the crop. So I'm wishing him a healthy career.
Yes.
Injury free.
Yes.
$60 million a year.
Yeah.
7 Super Bowl
all
rings.
That. We need all of that.
Right. So you're being young.
Yeah.
What would you give? What advice would you give an up and coming singer? Absolutely.
Consistency, I would say. It's a dog-eat-dog world. That's just outside of religion and everything. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Be consistent. Work hard. Show forth the talent that God has given you, and do it unapologetically. That's the best advice that I can give is to stay consistent and work hard. Stay consistent and work hard.
Well, listen, we appreciate having you.
Thank you, guys.
I'm gonna post this all over. Hey, check her out. Check out Sarene.
Please.
Her project How is on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. She's rocking out, and Sarene, y'all keep an eye out for her because she's gonna do big things.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Stay tuned to the Kurin Keys Show. Need t-shirts printed. Need t-shirts printed.
Need t-shirts printed? Get 50 t-shirts, any color you choose, with a one-color logo on the front, just $4.95. You heard me? $4.95 each. Military, weddings, events, ball teams, churches, whatever you need, we got it. Get your t-shirt.
It's only 822.
Next up on the Kurin Keys Show, y'all gonna swear I'm lying. This is the part of the show where something happened to go on that make you say he lying, but I'm not. Keep it locked. The Kurin Keys Show.
Dang, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
What happened?
It was a hit and run.
Which way they go? That way?
Yeah, they went that way.
You got insurance?
Yeah, I got insurance. I called the police already and everything.
The police coming?
Yeah, they coming. What's she doing? Hey, what you doing?
We gonna both get paid.
Oh, okay.
Get some of this check.
Okay, listen, I'm Kurin.
I'm Keita.
Okay, nice to meet you.
You too.
Okay, all right.
Oh, look at that.
What up? It's your boy Kev on stage, and you're watching the Kurin Keys show. Keep it locked. You feel me?
Superior Benefits Incorporated is your one-stop business solution resource. Payroll, HR management, employee benefits. Superior Benefits Incorporated is committed to providing superior benefits to your company and your employees, and this commitment is embedded in our business. Call now. We can help you grow.
Vote Caitlin Evans for judge.
Vote Caitlin Evans for judge.
Vote Caitlin Evans for judge.
Vota por Caitlin Evans para juez.
Vote Caitlin Evans for judge.
Vote Caitlin Evans for judge.
On November 6th, vote Caitlin Evans for district court judge, and early voting starts October 17th and runs through November 3rd.
Vote Caitlin Evans for district court judge. Woo!
I'm Caitlin Evans, and I approve this message.
Things you do when you're trying to steal the minority Democratic vote. Go to a black church and you have to sit on the front row, and then when things get emotional in church, raise your hands and find some tears somewhere deep so you look like you're immersed in black church culture. Learn the 3 steps of a handshake amongst African Americans. We call it DAP. It's 3 steps and a snap. 1, 2, 3, snap. Meet at public places with leaders of the African American community and bring a notebook, like an outside eatery, a sports bar, somewhere where a lot of people are going to see you. This way they see you meeting with the leaders of the community, and when you have a nice little notebook with you, you look concerned. I would say learn to play spades, but spades is a complicated game. You have to have some time with it, and you would instantly be exposed if you didn't know how to play. But I have something else for you. Learn the wobble. Wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. Or the electric slide. And when you do the electric slide, you gotta have that last little kick that... you gotta put the kick in there. And then you will look like you're immersed in African American culture. Refer to African American men as brother. Why? Because it'll look like you're more concerned and connected to the community, and it makes you look like you got a lot of black friends. But you gotta use your Hulk Hogan voice when you say it. Like, yeah, brother, I'm concerned about what you got on. You know, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, brother. Ha ha! I sound like I'm joking, but I'm actually not, because this is how a lot of candidates think. They're gonna go in and try to smooth you over in some kind of way, make them accountable. I'm a Democrat, but every Democrat isn't Obama and every Republican isn't Trump. All I'm saying is that make the person accountable, make your vote count. Do not be the one-night stand of a candidate that's just coming to steal your vote or your influence. Check their track record. Once this candidate is elected, is this somebody you can call on when you have genuine community concerns, and will they get the job done? Your vote counts. So, see that right there? That is one of my greatest life accomplishments outside of being a dad, was graduating from Fayetteville State University. Now, mind you, I started in 1995. I'm class of 1995 from Pine Forest High School, and I did not graduate until December 12th, 2015. And I'm gonna share with y'all my journey to get my degree from the great Fayetteville State University. Keep it locked, the Kurin Keys Show. Don't get the idea that my story starts here. The guy walking across this stage is not a 22-year-old senior who's finished in college with his parents in the crowd. He's a 38-year-old father of 8 with a lot of life scars. Let's start this story from the beginning. Between my mom's 18th birthday and her 23rd birthday, this is what happened. She had a baby her freshman year in college by a local gangster. He went to prison, Met another guy 2 years later, got pregnant with twins by him, and he stood her up at the altar. My mom did good to not have a needle in her arm and be cracked out like a lot of her peers. So, you know, it was just a lot of instabilities, her struggling to keep the lights on, her just really breaking her back with all she, I mean, you gotta think, she was born in 58. It wasn't like she had the internet resources, Google, all these other programs. You know, she was a mom in 77. So it was tough. It was tough. We moved around like gypsies. I attended 17 different schools in 12 years. In September of 1991, after seeing my father's pick on the FBI list in the post office, we moved to Fayetteville, North Carolina. 9th grade, I attended Hillcrest for 2 weeks. Then I went to Stedman for the remainder of the year. 10th grade, I attended Terry Sanford. About that time, me and my mom started to have small fallouts and we weren't exactly seeing eye to eye. One night, we got into an argument and she told me that if I couldn't abide by our rules, then I needed to get out. I went to school and got copies of my academic transcripts, went to the health department to make sure all my medical shots were up to date, packed my things up and got on the train home to New Jersey. I was headed home to the people I knew, the people I loved. I was out. When I got there, my grandfather greeted me with open arms. He enrolled me into Overbrook High School. That was 1993. 93 was a great year. I grew 8 inches that summer, going from 5'3" to 5'11". Hip-hop and R&B were doing some amazing things. Tribe Called Quest, Wu-Tang, Redman, Mary J, Zhané. I was a junior in high school with a job and access to public transportation. 11th grade was amazing. I even played on the same football team as future Heisman winner, Ron Dane. I won a state championship in jazz band as a drummer, and I was back around my family. When my grandfather got sick and I had to move back to North Carolina, it was a really down day. It was really, I had no plans on ever coming back. My senior year was a year of survival. We lived in the boondocks. I was far away from everything. We didn't have transportation, so me playing football or interacting in any extracurricular activity was pretty much impossible. I was determined to keep a job. I worked at Hardee's, KFC, Walmart, and even the local pizza joint. I hated being home. June of 1995 came and it was time to graduate. I was taking honors English, and being an outspoken teenager didn't always work to my advantage. I didn't know what to do that senior year when the guidance counselor tapped me on the shoulder and told me I wouldn't be graduating. I was like, what? I turned my senior project in. I thought I did pretty good on it. And for some reason there was maybe a personality conflict. I'm vibrant, I'm charismatic. Those things don't always work well when you're a teenager, so on. And I wind up writing a very controversial paper or whatever. So I got an F. And that Friday, my classmates, they walked and I didn't get to walk. So Monday I went up to the school, and I had to, I didn't have, like I said, my mom was doing good to just keep together. So I didn't have a system where she would go in and fight for me and you gonna do this. So I went to her and I was like, look, whatever, I don't know what I did, I don't know what I said, but if I disrespected you in any way, I apologize. I said, what can I do? I said, my family system is not even set up for me to go to summer school. And I don't even know if I have a place to live to repeat the 12th grade. And she sat there with her arms folded and looked over her glasses at me. She says, that's all I ever wanted in the first place, was an apology. She opened a grade book, got to my name, my class, got down there, took her pencil out, erased the F, put a D down, picked up the phone, called down to the office, said, Mr. Keys is cleared to graduate. So I walked downstairs, walked in their principal's office. He met me there. He opened the safe, pulled out my diploma, handed it to me, shook my hand and said, good luck, young man. And that's how I graduated high school, in the hallway. At that moment, I had no idea what I was going to do with my life, but I knew I had to get out of my house. I got a brochure in the mail from Methodist College. It was 3 miles from the house, but I wanted out ASAP. I went down there, they helped me get into school. Coach Seipel gave me an opportunity to be on his football team. And when I got that acceptance letter in the mail and the approval from financial aid, I was gone. My homeboy Daniel Van gave me a ride to school. I packed all of my belongings up in a duffel bag, and he dropped me off at Garber Hall. I'd stay at the dorm during the holidays and would eat oodles and noodles rather than go home. At least at school, I had utilities and phone access. Methodist was, it was cool. You know, it was college. I don't know how much learning I did in classes. I didn't know anything about college. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I think in 2 years, I actually earned 10 credits, like legit. Like I earned 10 credits in 2 years, crazy. I don't even know how I stayed in school that long. I think I was like on academic probation after the first 4 weeks of school, but you know, so it was cool though. But I know I didn't want to go home, and I worked with the dorm directors because, you know, I'd rather stay at college and eat oodles and noodles 3 meals a day. You know, you get $3, $4, so it only cost me $1 a day to eat. So water and noodles got me through a Thanksgiving and many times because I did not want to go home. I did not want to go home. There was no, sometimes the lights would be on, sometimes the water would be on, and sometimes they'd be off at the same time, and having a phone on, this wasn't gonna happen. I stayed at Methodist College from 95 to 97. I tried to get into Fayetteville State, but I needed one more science class, and I got that from FTCC. I failed that class twice before earning a hard C. Not because I couldn't do the work, but I had to hustle. And if I had to make money at the same time I had class, I was definitely going to get money. It didn't matter what the hustle was. I had a daughter to feed. There was a level of desperation in my heart to get it. I finally get into Fayetteville State, you know, like after the hiatus and everything going on, so I finally get in. I had no idea what an HBCU experience was, none. You know, where had I seen it? You know, I'm from the hood, Camden, New Jersey. You don't have marching band. The closest thing I've seen to that was Camden High marching or E. Smith marching here in Fayetteville. So the band, the football team, black women in abundance, what? It was crazy. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. You know, so now on paper, the university said Kurin Keys, major music education. But based on my actions, my major was estrogen and spades. And then I think I minored in music education. 98 to 2000, I attended class just enough to get a refund check. In the process of school, work, and fatherhood, I started a clothing line with my buddy Stephon Carter. He taught me about the t-shirt business. But when I found out that I could make more money off of printing for others than selling my own designs, I ran wide open. Me and Steph had a blast, having a lot of fun, making money. It was just an incredible time. September 2000, Steph passed away. And it's the first time I carried a casket. And you know, I put the first shirt that we made in that casket. And it's pretty hard, pretty hard. I remember the day like it was no other. You know, he had went out the night before. Steph was a diabetic, and him and a guy, a buddy of ours, they went out drinking, and when Steph came home, you know, he just didn't, he never recovered back from that night, and so he passed away. And at that moment, I knew from now on, no day was promised, and I had to run on all cylinders, every day. I opened stores in Winston-Salem, Fayetteville, and as far as Maryland and Virginia. Business was up and down. Some franchises worked out, others not so much. But my heart was set on going back and finishing school. I went back in 2003 and ended up flunking out again. Business was booming, and making the choice between class and my family, well, I tried again in 2009 and my student loans were in default. 2012 came, my student loans were out of default, I was academically eligible, and I told myself that this time will be different. I took one class at a time, one class here, sometimes 4 classes. Sometimes I had a full load, sometimes I had a part-time load, summer school, whatever it took, I just kept eating away at it, and I just saw that number. I was at 30 credit hours. Then I wanted to chop away at it. Then I was at 60 credit hours. Then I was at 80 credit hours. Then I was at 90 credit hours. Then I was at 100 credit hours. And then fall 2015 came, and I was at 107 credit hours. I bust my hump the whole semester. Week 1, week 2, week 3. I knew it was 16 weeks till I got there. December 8th came, Judgment Day. All the grades for seniors came in. I finished with 1 A, 4 Bs. Which brings us back to this moment right here. I say this and I say this loud and clear. If you believe in something, don't ever, ever, ever stop believing. I started this journey 20 years ago, but you know what? I made it. And I'll leave you with this. The dream is free. The hustle is sold separately.
Kurin Keys.
So I'm walking in right now, and I had to put some theme music on. I needed some theme music, and I was like, what would inspire me to, what could captivate this moment right now? And I pulled it out, and it was like, that's it. Let's go graduate. About to have fun.